So I'm starting to think that I am the stock Nostradamus because every time I bring you guys a stock, it rallies significantly from the time I first post a video. As you can see, I first brought you this stock at this price level, and since that point, it's rallied over 100%. That's double. You could have doubled your money if you only just, you know, took my advice. Again, nothing's financial advice, but my track record at this point is impeccable. And not only that, look at my channel. I made updates multiple times. Not only did I bring you the stock at like a great price point, I made multiple updates, kind of like warning you and like updating you that, hey, this stock is still hot. Pay attention to it. There's a lot of gains you could take advantage of. And lo and behold, here we are over 100%. And even if you saw one of my update videos and say you got in like, at this price levels, you would be still up over like 100%. Like pretty much, even though it looks like from the time I first initially posted the video, it jumped up like 30% in a day. And then when it did trade down, it was only down like maybe 5%. There's like almost like no loss. And if you just stuck with it, you would be up like over 100%, which is incredible. What opportunities do you get to be up over 100% in a stock in like a few weeks, like in 1 or 2 weeks? That I've done it with like several other stocks. So again, like this video, please. Let's try to get this video to 100 likes. That's been a goal. I don't know why you guys keep watching my videos and you don't like. If you're watching it, just take like less than a second, just like the video. It really helps me out a lot. And subscribe, turn on your post notification. In this video, I'm going to do a technical analysis chart update, and I'm going to do something a little different. This stock has potential to have a blow off top. It might just run to the moon, but that's also very dangerous because you're not going to be able to time the top exactly. Similar to what happened in open. I called open at 71 cents. It went all the way up to $5. And from $5, it dropped like 30% in like 45 minutes. You're not going to be able to call the top, but I will show you an exit strategy so you don't stay in it longer than you're supposed to. So I'll show you an exit strategy, which I never do, but I'm doing it this one time because I can see that this stock, it's probably going to do something similar to open. So I'll show you an exit strategy. Watch until the very end for that. And I will do some this video is going to be pretty quick. I'm just going to do a quick technical analysis update. And I'm going to include, if you guys are making money off watching my videos, then feel free to donate. I'm going to include my Bitcoin and Solana address links. And if you're sending Solana, you can like message me in the memo section. That's a way to get my attention. Or, if you want to donate Bitcoin, go ahead and do that. I'll put those links in the description, so check that out. Okay, so exactly like I told you in the previous video, like when it trades above the 50-day and it's below the 200, the stock will test that 200. Once it shoots above the 200, that's when there's a chance that it's going to do a short squeeze. And I'm going to show you the short float information too, why this stock is a good candidate for a short squeeze. So, and like I mentioned in the previous video, the news is what's driving this immediate momentum, but the technical setup has to be there for the price to keep its momentum going and not just crash back down the same day. And the technical setup is there. The technical setup's beautifully there. So you see the short float that I have highlighted right here is 17% and the short ratio is 4.5. Both are very high, and this is what we want to see. So this is what is a very good candidate for a potential short squeeze. We want to see a high short float and a high short ratio. That means as the price starts to climb, short sellers will have to cover their position, and that will cause even more pressure on the price to keep rising. Exactly similar to what we saw in open door stock. And if you remember, when I first bought you the open door stock, the short float was around like between like 20 and 25%. So this is kind of like similar. So that's a good sign. If we go back to the chart, let's go take a look at the 4-hour real quick. So again, 4-hour, we had a golden cross right here. So that's also a pretty good sign. So what is going to happen next? You see this resistance I have at 166. So that's a price to watch out for, because there is no clear resistance until this $1.66, where you see like previously it acted as a support. It acted as a support multiple times, multiple bottoms here. And now as the price starts to climb, it will act as the first resistance. But here's the thing. If it does not act as a resistance and just starts to blow right through it because there's a short squeeze, then the next potential price target is going to be, let's take a look at the weekly so we can get a bigger scope. The next potential price target is going to be $2.80. 55 cents. But that shouldn't be your exit strategy. I'm just showing you the support and resistance, but now I am going to go deep into what a good exit strategy would be. So let's recap. So good sign, if you go back to the daily chart, it's trading above the 200-day moving average. It closed above the 200-day moving average twice. It had a massive like 30% gain today. It had a 40% gain like a day before yesterday. So the momentum is there. And look, it's not just price action, the volume. Look at this volume, insane. Like relative volume here, I'll draw a line. So this, let's say this is the average volume. It's like double, triple the average volume. So the volume's there. So a lot of things are coming together for we to have like a blow off top, like for the stock price to just rally like crazy. But I don't want you guys to get caught. You're not, I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you over and over, you're not going to be able to predict the top. But so right now, I'm going to show you how you can. So you're going to get caught. You're not going to be able to predict the top. You're going to have to wait for the price to come down to this levels that I'm going to show you in a second. And I'll compare it to the open door stock, what happened there. So, but don't try to time it. If you're in the profit, take your profit and, just call it a day. So there's two ways you can trade it. 45-minute, go to the 45-minute chart, turn on the 50-day moving average. Don't worry about the 200 for now. Turn on the 50-day moving average. So as the stock price starts to rally, this 50-day moving average, this trend line will also keep coming up and up. And what you want to see is like when there's a big red candle and it's touching the 50-day moving average, and then another red candle where it's clearly trading below the 50-day moving average. At that point, if you're in the profit, take your profit and run. You're done, because that's when there will be a clear trend reversal. And in a second, I'm going to show you exactly what this would potentially look like with the open door stock. So before I show you the exit strategy, again, can you please do me a favor? If you haven't liked the video already, please give this video a like. It doesn't, especially if you made it this far, it doesn't cost you anything. And it helps me out a lot. It takes like less than a second. Just hit the like button on the video and let's try to get this video to at least 100 likes. Let's see if we can accomplish that together as a community. Let's try to get this video to 100 likes. Please, please, please just give the video a like. That really helps me out a lot. And that's all I ask for you. Just like the video. Okay. So let's look at the open door stock. I'm using this as a reference because something similar might happen. So this would be a good reference. Remember, I first brought you the stock when I was trading at 71 cents, like right about here, and it traded all the way up to this almost like $5 mark. And the way Tilray, we're back at Tilray now, the way it's acting, you see like how much of a difference is there between the 50-day on the 45. So go turn on the 45-minute chart, turn on the 50-day moving average. And right now the price is about 47% above the 50-day moving average. So we go back to the open chart and we see, so we're just using it as a reference, like so right now it would be like right here. So right now it would be like right here. So in the next coming days, with the short sellers having to cover their position and more euphoria, you could see the stock price run up all the way like this again, and it could run up even higher than what Open Door did. So from that point, Open Door ran another 140%, and you could see another 100% run on Tilray. But again, you're not going to know exactly where this top is going to be, but a good place where you can like catch your breath and exit at a profit is like when it's clearly trading below this 50-day moving average on the 45-minute chart. So let's draw a line right there. So let's say that's 242. And if you want a even more sensitive indicator to take a profit, but this will be less accurate, go to the 15-minute chart. And on the 15-minute, so this is going to be more sensitive, but less accurate. So on the 15-minute, you see like it's trading below the 50-day moving average around $3.18. The 15-minute is not as potent. Like the price action on the 15-minute chart isn't as robust as like the 45 or 4-hour. So at this point, what could have happened is that we could have gotten a huge green candle. It could have shot right back up. So, but when it trades below the 50-day moving average on the 45-minute chart, that's kind of like more dug in. That's when like, okay, it's not going to shoot back up. So that's why 15 minutes is more sensitive but less accurate. But again, it depends on your own risk tolerance. You could use the 15-minute chart or the 45-minute chart. If you're less risk adverse, then use the 15-minute chart and maybe you know, if you're in the profit, if you're like in 100% profit, take your profit. Even if you're in 20% profit, like don't get greedy. I tell you over and over. The only way you can lose money in this game is by becoming greedy. So if you're in the profit, take the profit. So again, let's go back to the Tilray chart and we can see something similar happen. It could like from here, like say from this price point, if it goes up another 100%, boom. Hey, look at that. That's kind of insane. It's like going exactly to the price target on $2.55. Again, it's not like it's going to behave exactly like the open door stock. I'm just using that as a reference and visually it's easier to explain to you guys what could potentially happen. So just a reference, it's not like it's going to do exactly what happened with the open door stock. But at that, even at 255, if the squeeze continues, because I think the short ratio is higher on this one than it was for open door, it could just keep going up. Again, you're not going to be able to time the top. Use the moving averages, like go to the 15-minute chart. As you see, as the price keeps climbing, this 50-day moving average trend line will also keep climbing. And just watch for that when the candle trades below this 50-day moving average. And if you're in the profit, take the profit and forget about it. There will always be more opportunities. There will always be more stocks you can take advantage of. The name of the game is to lock in profit when you can. Do not get greedy. And like this video, please. If you haven't already liked this video, please just like the video. I don't know how many times I have to tell you over and over. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. This was a pretty quick technical analysis, and since I've done so many videos on the stock, so many updates, and we're finally in the middle of a potential short squeeze, I wanted to bring you this update. Hopefully you see it in time. Again, if you're subscribed, you have to turn on your post notifications. That's when you'll be notified. For example, it's 2 a.m. right now, and this video will go live probably like in an hour by 3 a.m. So if you're up in the morning around 8, you'll see the notification like, hey, like this video just dropped. Let me take a quick look and see like, what the analysis is, what the forecast is, what information I can gather. Again, nothing is trading or financial advice. Do your own research and come up with your own strategy. I'm just equipping you with the information, and you should gather other people's information too. But as you can see, my track record is so far impeccable. Like I'm the Nostradamus of this game. So again, I hope you found this video enjoyable. I'm going to have a link to my Bitcoin and Solana if you want to donate, whatever. But what I really want you guys to do is, again, like this video and leave a comment. I'll interact with everyone that leaves a comment. And I hope you're enjoying the videos I'm producing on this channel. And another way you can help me is sharing. Share this information. If you have Twitter, share it on Twitter. And I'll actually link my Twitter too. So share it on Twitter and tag me, or tag my Twitter account. If you have a Twitter or X, share it on your X and tag my Twitter so I can see, and maybe it will be easier to interact with you on Twitter too. Help me out, help this channel out. Let's try to get to 1,000 subscribers. Let's try to get to 100 likes on this video. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.